Hey, what's up guys? We're coming at you with a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video. And of course, earlier today, we did upload my thoughts on the final released brand new card for the Charmer Structure deck, which was called Masters of the Spiritual Arts. And a couple of hours later, we got the full deck list for the Structure deck. In this video, we're going to be going through the entire Structure deck, talking about all the cards that are in it, why I think they might be in it, and some of the things you can do with it. Now, I'm not going to be able to address everything, because I don't know every single combo that you can pull off with these cards. But there's definitely some cards here that I never really thought of about including potentially in the deck, so they are nice to include here as well. Now, if you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content on this channel, please feel free to subscribe. At the time of filming this video, we are just over 300 subscribers, and I would really appreciate you guys helping me to reach my next goal by 500 at the end of the year. Without further ado, guys, let's jump into the analysis, and hopefully you guys do enjoy it. So as you guys may or may not know, the Japanese structure deck does come with a special foil promo pack, as well as, the main 40 cards. So it is a 45 card structure deck. You're also getting 1 of 5 special tokens, and you're getting 1 of 5 playmats. So we'll start with the special pack first. You're getting 1 copy of each of the Familiar Possessed Charmers. I believe these are in a special rarity. They might, I think, either that or they're in a secret rare, I believe. And you're also getting your Masters of the Spiritual Arts in that as well. So these will all be in foil. Obviously, you will not be getting this artwork, I don't think. I thought it was initially you were going to be getting 1 of each, or it could be random that you could get the alt art. I don't exactly know the correct ratios on those, but I just know that the promo pack has the 4 original Familiar Possessed Charmers and Masters of the Spiritual Arts. Of course, Masters of the Spiritual Arts being able to search out pretty much any card in the archetype. There are a few limitations, and you guys can check the video on that for more details. Now, those is taking up, so SDJPP01 through 5 for structure deck 39. Moving on to the main deck, first off, of course, taking up numbers 1 through 4 is we do have the original base Charmers themselves. Now, these are in a special promo rarity, which I don't know if it's going to come to the TCG, but these will be really nice, special, unique foiling, I think, for this set. Over in the OCG, of course, they didn't reprint all the Charmer cards in this. They have reprinted these and the Familiar Possessed. They didn't reprint the Cataclysmic Charmers, because you don't really need them. They didn't reprint the Links, as they're pretty easy to get. And of course, Dark and Lena are completely missing from the structure deck. Taking up slots number 5 and 6 are the Awakened Possessed Great Inari Fire and Awakened Possessed Archfiend of Nefariousness. Obviously, I've talked about these in their own video. So, of course, it's worth noting that you are getting 1 copy of every card in this structure deck. So you're not getting duplicates as far as I can tell, which I don't really have a problem with. It doesn't really punish you too much for buying multiple structure decks. So we're still in the very obvious include territory now. Of course, we have the 4 upgraded forms of the pets. Very useful, can be special summoned, of course, if you have a spellcaster. You guys know what they do. If you play Charmers, you know what they do. Next up, we have, surprisingly, yes, but not overall surprising, we have the 3 legal Fairytale monsters. So Luna, Rella, and Sleeper. Of course, Luna was obviously an auto-include, being able to search out the entire archetype, all the Familiar Possessed Charmers, and being able to bounce opponent's monsters. Really important card in the deck. Definitely you want to be running Luna in the deck. We also have Rella and Sleeper. Rella's able to go ahead and search out equip spells. So Wonder Wand is in the deck as well. So obviously you can use her to go get Wonder Wand. And so normal her, just draw a card off Awakening, go discard a card, go search for Wonder Wand, and then get to draw 2 cards, which is nice. Sleeper is a flip summon monster. So obviously has nice synergy with the flip effects of the Charmers, being the whole flip theme. And so, yeah, you can special summon. When you flip her, you get some of the monsters from your hand, so you get to make more board presence. Although, I guess, double summon and Arrivals just probably better cards instead of Sleeper. But Sleeper does get to draw you a card if you do normal her, but you don't really want to normal her. I guess she's just in here because she's 1850 spellcaster. So she has another effect when your opponent activates a normal spell or trap card. As a quick effect, you contribute 1 other monster. The activated effect becomes change 1 face-up monster your opponent controls to face-down defense. So she is an interruption. So yeah, it makes sense that these 3 here. Of course, Snow is missing. Snow is banned in the TCG. I'm pretty sure she's banned over in the OCG. She's just an insane card. Moving on to some more surprising reprints, we have Golem for the Witchcrafters. Is another interruption where you can special summon her when your opponent declares an attack. Get a nice bounce of your opponent's monster, so a nice like pseudo hand trap for spellcasters. So it makes sense why she's here. Dark Dorado, interesting card. Didn't actually think of this card, to be brutally honest. So she's a level 4 spellcaster with 1800 attack. So she's just 50 points off being able to get you a draw from Awakening of the Possessed. And she does have 100 less defense points for being special summoned by Teamwork of the Possessed. But she is a scale 5, which is completely irrelevant. But her pendulum effect is all earth, fire, water, and wind monsters you control gain 200 attack and defense for every different attribute among the monsters you control. So you can place her up in your pendulum zone as an extra attack increase for your Charmers, which is actually really nice. And then she does have a monster effect that if she's normal or special summoned, you can choose 4 monsters from your deck, 1 earth, 1 fire, 1 water, and 1 wind. Place them up your deck in any order. I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to use that effect, but hey, she can put pets on the top of your deck, so that can be pretty useful depending on the situation you're in. So it is definitely a nice starter and actually might be worth considering if you have the space in your own personal build. Also has Witch of the Black Forest, which is another spellcaster, dark. So we are getting a decent amount of dark and light targets in the deck without having Dark and Lena in the deck. So I guess that's a nice compromise there. So if she's sent from the field to the graveyard, you add a monster with 1500 less defense from your deck to your hand. So literally any Charmer. She can get any Charmer to your hand if she's sent from the field to the graveyard. So if you do use her, and she, of course, you can combo her off with your pets to make the awakened pets, so you'll be able to summon her, then special summon the pet, preferably the Archfiend of Nefariousness, then use those to make the upgraded Archfiend, which the Black Forest will trigger, and you will get to search your extra pet or even the Charmer. Of course, you can't use that monster's effects this turn, but hey, it's probably going to be a vanilla Charmer that you're just going to have to summon with Teamwork. This card can actually be pretty strong in the deck. Of course, it is a hard once per turn, but definitely a very nice inclusion that could, easily see some play as some extra extenders. Effect Veiler we knew about. Nice hand trap. Very good for spellcasters. Tuner as well, so if you want to work in some synchros. Moving on to non-spellcaster, non-Charmer related reprints. Santa Claus. I don't know why this card is in the deck. Sure, it's like a hand trap that you can give to your a kaiju that you can give to your opponent, but when you just run a kaiju over this, I don't know. It lets you draw a card, I guess. Denko Saka, interesting normal summon monster, nice for the stun variant. When it cannot be special summoned while you control no set spell or traps, neither player can set spell traps or activate spell trap cards that are set on the field. Nice lockdown card, more so a nice reprint more than I think something that you'd want to run, but you guys could run it if you want. With Awakening of the Possessed and a bunch of Charmers on the field, it can get pretty hard to run over. It doesn't have Destruction Protection though, so... we also have Sangan. Sangan, another really good card in the deck. You can actually search out your pets because it's 1500 or less attack. I do think Witch of the Black Forest is a better card to run in the deck over Sangan, as Witch of the Black Forest can get any of your main monsters. She's able to get your pets, she's able to get your Charmers, where Sangan can really only get your basic Charmers and your pets, but still an obvious inclusion in the deck now that we know why he's here. Moving on to the spells, taking up slot number 21 is Grand Spiritual Art Ichirin. Obviously, the Charmer field spell, very, very good in combination with your other Charmer cards, so definitely want to consider maxing out on 3 on that one. Awakening of the Possessed, great reprint for Japan. This card was insanely hard to get for the OCG. It was like a YCS promo. It was just printed as like tournament promos. It's finally getting printed, and it is apparently being done in the same rarity as the basic Charmers, so in that like promo rarity. I could be wrong, but I do believe that's what it is done, so it's definitely going to be nice for them. We know all about the card, like best card in the deck. Secret Village, so you do get obviously the main side target field spell for Ichirin if you know your opponent's not playing spellcasters and you don't need it. Secret Village, great reprint, obvious inclusion in this deck. Was played as the Charmer field spell before they got their own one. As you can see in my previous profiles, I had it. The aforementioned Wonder Wand, combo off with Rella, tribute any spellcaster, draw 2 cards. So you normal the spellcaster, draw off Awakening. Equip this, tribute the spellcaster, draw 2. lots of draw power there, and then you have some way to bring it back from the graveyard, maybe with Teamwork of the Possessed. Nice way to draw some cards. Similar, of course, Spellbook of Knowledge, another great reprint. Tribute a spellcaster or discard a spellcaster. A spellbook card from your hand. Or face up in the field, draw 2 cards. So Tribute the spellcaster, draw 2 cards. Of course, having some nice draw power to the deck. I still think it's probably more consistent to run Pot of Desires in the deck. But that's, at the end of the day, it's completely up to you. Terraforming to go search the field spell because it's actually so important in the deck and nothing in the archetype can search it as of yet. Book of Eclipse, which lets us actually flip our monsters, so it's better run with if you're focusing on the little baby charmers, because you can then reflip them to use their effects again. But also a nice card nonetheless, as you can change all face-up monsters on the field to face-down defense. You do have to flip them back face-up at the end. But then your opponent gets to draw cards, which is kind of It's definitely there just because you can use it to like flip your charmers. It's definitely something I'm thinking you'd want to cut very quickly. Heatwave, interesting card. I thought this card was banned. I could be wrong. Might just be banned in TCG again. Could be wrong. Can only be activated start main phase 1. Neither player can normal or special summon an effect monster until your next draw phase. So this is a little bit awkward, seeing as you want to summon you're running all your monsters are effect monsters. It just seems a bit weird that this card would be here. I guess if you have a pretty strong Charmer presence already, or if you have Teamwork set. I mean, even then, like, yeah, it locks out your opponent, but it kind of stops you playing the game too. Bit of a weird inclusion, if you ask me. Twin Twisters, nice reprint. Discard a card, destroy 2. Nice back row removal. I would run Cosmic Cyclone, but that's because this Charmer deck already does struggle with hands. So at the end, it's up to you. The big spell reprint is Dark Ruler No More. Fantastic reprint. Easily one of the chase reprints in this that I think people will be buying the structure deck for. Really good for us who want, all the Charmer stuff, like the tokens and the playmats. So people are probably going to buy 3 of these just to get these. So hopefully there'll be lots of tokens in circulation for us. Traps, starting off with number 31 is Teamwork of the Possessed. You know what it does. It specials a spellcast with 1500 defense from your hand or graveyard. Then if you have 2 or more attributes, you can destroy a card on the field, banish it to place a possessed spell or trap that's continuous from your graveyard, either face up or face down in your spell trap card zone. Unpossessed as a common, didn't get a rarity upgrade or a rarity bump. Would have been nice to have it as like a super rare. But of course, it is worth noting that all the new Charmer cards that are here are being printed in super rare. So both the Archfiends, the Ichirin, the Field Spell, and Teamwork the Possessed, and I believe Masters will probably be like in that special falling because it's in the special pack. As I predicted, the 4 basic Charmer Spiritual Art traps with obviously Kurenai and Kurogane being searchable specifically by name. Which is a shame because they're probably the 2 worst ones. Aoi being the best and Mirabi being the second best, obviously are here. You could seriously get away with running Aoi in your deck, because it's just really good. Distribute a water monster, then you can look at your opponent's hand and send 1 card from their hand to the graveyard. The problem is that can trigger graveyard effects, and of course Mirabi allows you to tribute a win monster to select a target monster your opponent controls placed on the bottom of the deck. So obviously Mirabi can be a little bit better than Aoi in certain situations. If we had a way to search Mirabi in the deck, yeah, I'd definitely be running this. Definitely. This card, I might be biased because there's win on it, but easily I think it's, now that I think about it, it's probably better than Aoi, but definitely the water one did see some play. I think it was with Dynamist played it for a little bit. Metaverse, again, the field spell is so important. Nice to see a reprint of Metaverse. Another big boy reprint, Dimensional Barrier. This card is really good in the deck, as you can really just lock your opponent out of playing extra cards that really stop you. Doesn't stop them from link summoning, so that's definitely some problem. Another big boy reprint is Evenly Matched. You know what it does. Fantastic. Another chase reprint. Like, we've got so many chase reprints in this product that this product is definitely going to be in a lot of circulation, and it really does worry me about whether or not the deck is going to come to the TCG. And then we get Solemn Warning as well. So another great reprint just to round the deck off. But that is it, guys. I'm actually very impressed with this structure deck. Of course, there's a lot of random cards in here, as there normally is in the structure deck. But pretty much every card in here, with the exception of maybe Heatwave, definitely works with the Charmer cards. They're all positives to running each of these cards, and definitely gives you a lot of options if you're building straight out of the box with 3 structure decks. I do think it would have been nicer to have multiple copies of some of the cards, so you didn't have to buy 3. But then I guess on the flip side, like, so you are going to be probably going to be buying more than 3 anyway to try and get all the tokens. It's nice that they're giving you more cards. It's like, but I ask, is it quantity over quality? Not necessarily. We are getting some epic cards in here, and I'm definitely very pleased. Now that it will be, in terms of the special, it's called the Spiritual Awakening pack. There was a special promo pack with the Sacred Beast one, and I think that's just being included for us in the structure deck itself, rather than a separate booster pack or a separate pack, as it was in the OCG. If that's different, let me know, but we'll know for sure when the deck actually comes out. If you guys know the release date of this deck in English, please let me know in the comments below. If you're testing builds on it, I love talking to you guys about it. Responding to a lot of comments. People very, very excited for this deck. Let me know your thoughts on the entire list in the comments below. Which of the cards that are here that we haven't talked about prior to this video do you think should actually be included? Is there anything that you think Konami left out that really could have supported them, besides obviously Dark and Lena, which I've memed the hell out at this point? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for a completed, updated deck profile with all the new support, now that we have the full list, in the next couple of weeks, once I test out some of the other cool cards that are coming in it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you for my next video.